boxing champion, also in the Boxing Hall of Fame. I'm going to start right in because I'm a boxing fan. Carlos, you boxed 2 years as an amateur and 7 years as a pro. When you talk like that, Oscar De La Hoya had 300 amateur fights. And how many amateur fights did you have?
I had 35. And we really don't know how many amateur fights Oscar had. I know that, his whole family was in the boxing. His father was a fighter,
right.
His grandfather was a fighter. So he was in the gym since he was 5 years old. So, who knows how many he had. Junior amateur fights, senior amateur fights, and then professional fights. So he had a long career.
You're Hispanic and also a Yaqui Native American. So let me ask you this question. To get out of where people are born, in the old days, basketball seemed to be a way for some of the kids from the ghetto to get out. Boxing was that way for you? That's one question. The other question is, where's the Hispanic fighters today?
Well, yeah, low-income areas has always attracted the great fighters.
Right.
In Mexico, the great fighters come from the poorest areas. Here in the United States, they come from the barrios, from the black community, and so yeah, that's where I came from. My interest really was in boxing early in my life. I love baseball. I wanted to play baseball. Didn't have the chance to do that. So when I got drafted and went into the Army, I had an opportunity to get on the Army boxing team,
right.
And I took that opportunity. I worked very, very hard. 2-year amateur career, I had 35 amateur fights, won 32 of them, and so that's when I decided that maybe I could turn pro and have a future as a professional.
How was it for you as a professional? I mean, WBC World Boxing Champion, a great champion. It's not easy.
No, it wasn't easy. I mean, I came out of the United States Army as the #1 amateur in the United States in 1972, had my first pro fight at the Olympic Auditorium, a 4-rounder, and made $80. So no, it wasn't easy.
The champions today, first of all, WBC, was that the only league of boxers at that time?
At that time, when I won the title, WBC was the only one, and then within 6 to 8 months, they started the WBA organization, and so it was 2 for the longest time, and then all of a sudden came a whole bunch of them, So yeah, it was one when I for about 6 to 8 months I was the only champion in the welterweight division.
Toughest fight you ever had? What was it?
There's 2. Actually, I had a really, really tough fight in one of my amateur fights that I'll always remember. It was a guy named Norman Goins from Indianapolis, Minnesota, and we fought a 3-round amateur fight. It was for the in the trials of the Pan American trials.
Right.
It was the guy was so strong and hit so hard. It was just amazing. But as a pro, the Roberto Duran fight was a very, very tough fight, but it was a 10-round fight. And a title fight that I had, my first title defense against a guy named Armando Muniz, went 15 rounds. It was a very grueling, very difficult 15 rounds.
Sugar Ray Leonard, you didn't get a shot at that, did you?
No, I did not. In 1979, I went to Puerto Rico to defend the title against the #1 contender, Wilfredo Benitez. I thought I won the fight. It was, but they gave Wilfredo a split decision in his hometown. I was promised a rematch, never got it, and within 8 months, he fought Sugar Ray Leonard for the title and lost it. And I fought Roberto Duran and lost the decision and decided to retire at that time.
Well, let me say, I've enjoyed your boxing. I've enjoyed you as a champion. I've enjoyed you as an actor.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it because I've enjoyed you as an actor. And in fact, I got a chance to work with Lorenzo in a small movie he did back in, I think, 96, 97. So we talked about you at that time. Yeah.
Well, Carlos, it's Thunder Valley's very thankful and grateful to have you here. And since you've enjoyed me as an actor, I won't have to box you later, okay?
Okay, that'll be good because I think you're on my league.
He's at 147, and I'm not even going to tell you. Thunder Valley here with the Stars. Thanks, Carlos Palomino.
Thank you very much. A pleasure to be in here.